Students, today we are learning lesson 13 gases in the atmosphere. This is the continuation of the lesson that I already uploaded in the last week. The objectives. The first objective is to describe the properties of metal and non-metal oxides. Second objective to explain the formation of carbon dioxide. And the third objective is to analyze greenhouse effect and global warming. Now we are discussing the properties of metal oxides. Metal oxides are ionic compounds containing O2 minus ions. We know metal oxides means metal combined with oxygen is called metal oxides. Here the oxygen it forms minus 2 ions because the atomic number of oxygen is 8 and electronic configuration is 2, 6. That means it has 6 electrons in the last shell and it is accepting 2 more electrons. So accepting electron means we know minus charge is coming and 2 more electron means the charge is 2 minus. Then metal oxides are usually basic oxides, which means that they react with acids to form salt and water. Then we know the metal oxides it is basic in nature. That means when it's react with acids it is forming salt and water. These metal oxides are usually insoluble in water. Those metal oxides are soluble in water, react with it to form alkaline solutions. Most of the metal oxides are insoluble in water, but some metal oxides it is soluble in water. When it's soluble in water, it forms respective hydroxides. That means the alkaline solutions. Here we take magnesium oxide as an example. If you are taking magnesium oxide, only very little amount is dissolving into the water, and this is dissolved into the water to form respective magnesium hydroxide. Next we are discussing the properties of non-metal oxides. Non-metal oxides are covalent compounds. That we already told. Metal oxides means it is ionic compound, but here the non-metal oxides they are forming covalent compounds only. And the non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. The metal oxides that is basic in nature or alkaline in nature, but the non-metal oxides they are acidic in nature and which react with alkalis to form salt. And when you have a non-metal oxide, it dissolves into water. It forms respective acids. So the example is given sulfur dioxide. Sulfur is non-metal, so sulfur dioxide is a non-metal oxide. Sulfur dioxide dissolved into water to form sulfuric acid. Same way nitrogen dioxide, nitric oxide, it is dissolved into water to form nitric acid and so on. Next we are discussing one of the gas. It is present in the atmosphere, that is carbon dioxide. Then the carbon dioxide is a colorless gas. That means we cannot see carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And first we are discussing how it is prepared in the laboratory. In the laboratory, the carbon dioxide is prepared by calcium carbonate and hydrochloric acid. Calcium carbonate means that is the marble chips or the pieces of marble. It is made up of calcium carbonate. When you take calcium carbonate and add into hydrochloric acid, we will get calcium chloride, carbon dioxide and water. So here the carbon dioxide formation taking place. This is the method used for the preparation of carbon dioxide in the laboratory. The next one, another method of preparation of carbon dioxide, that is thermal decomposition. Here we are discussing the thermal decomposition of copper carbonate. Thermal decomposition means the splitting of the compounds using heat. That is called thermal decomposition. Here we can see copper carbonate. When we heat copper carbonate, we will get copper oxide plus carbon dioxide. The equation is also given there. Copper carbonate CuCO3 heat means copper oxide plus carbon dioxide. Here we are discussing the preparation of carbon dioxide in large scale or the industrial method of producing carbon dioxide or the commercial importance of this reaction. So here the calcium carbonate, that is another name is limestone. It is heated strongly. We will get calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Here we have to maintain high temperature. Then only the reaction will take place. But this is the method used in industries to prepare carbon dioxide in large scale. And here we have to remember one thing. The calcium carbonate, another name is limestone, and calcium oxide, another name is quicklime. And we have to maintain high temperature. Here we are discussing the carbon dioxide and fossil fuel, the relation between carbon dioxide and fossil fuel. Carbon dioxide is produced when fossil fuels burn. Means any one of the fossil fuels are burning, there is a production of carbon dioxide. Here we are discussing about the coal. Coal is one of the fossil fuel and its chemical name is C, carbon only, and it reacts with oxygen, we will get carbon dioxide. The same way petrol, petrol, we know petrol is also a fossil fuel. If petrol is burning means it is reacting with oxygen, we will get carbon dioxide in large scale. And we have to remember that petrol, it is a mixture of hydrocarbons, mainly hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbons means only carbon and hydrogen. So here we take one of the one unit of petrol, that is C8H18, that react with O2 gives carbon dioxide and also water in the form of steam. Next, greenhouse effect. Then from the lower section onwards, you are studying about the greenhouse effect. Here we have to know carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. Why carbon dioxide is known as greenhouse gas? Because this carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, if there is large amount of carbon dioxide, that we already learned, that is the carbon dioxide is already present in the atmosphere, that is not making any problem. If the fossil fuels are burning or something, large amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, means it causes greenhouse effect. How it causes greenhouse effect? Well, you know, from the sun there is UV radiations are coming on the earth's surface, and it is too hot also. See, if these radiations are coming on the earth's surface, this carbon dioxide is trapping these UV radiations and it emits it as a heat also. So the atmospheric temperature, it is increasing. That effect is called a greenhouse effect. That means the radiation is absorbed by carbon dioxide molecule in the atmosphere and give out this energy and heating the atmosphere. So it is known as the greenhouse effect. Next, we have to discuss about the global warming. Here the picture of global warming is given here. What is happening here for the earth? The earth is burning. That shows there is too much hot because of greenhouse effect. So if this greenhouse effect, it is leading to global warming. Then what is global warming? The greenhouse effect may contribute to climate change and is known as global warming. That means in particular area carbon dioxide is more, means that we already discussed, that is there is greenhouse effect, that means the atmosphere is more hot. So if it is happened to the world, that means entire the climate is changing. That means if it is happened to a particular region, the particular region climate is affecting. If greenhouse effect contribute to climate change, that is called global warming. And what are the consequences of global warming? We can see here there is a picture. There is a bear, and we can see that polar bear. That polar bear, what happened that we know the polar bears are living in polar regions. Now there is no ice. That all the ice, it is melted and it forms water. So polar ice caps would melt. That is the one of the consequences of global warming. So if this ice is melting, where this water goes, it will goes to the sea or the ocean. So the sea level could rise. So the sea level rising means it will lead to flooding also. And there could be more extreme weather, and it will affect the entire weather of the world, it will be changed. So that means if there is global warming, means there is no lands on the earth. If it is continuously, it is increasing. After flooding, after too much hot, all the living things will die only. So these are about the lesson. And here there is a picture from your textbook, it is given here. First we can see that energy from the sun is coming to the surface of the earth, and this or if it touch on the earth, it is remitted to the atmosphere. Then this atmosphere carbon dioxide molecule is there, it will trap this one and it release as a heat energy to the atmosphere. So these are about the lesson. So we finished our lesson 13, the gases in the atmosphere. Thank you and have a nice day.